Hello, and welcome to The Scoop. I'm your host, Matt Durkin. This show is produced at Studio 73, Suffolk University. The Scoop will have unique stories that will be to interest of you and to those around you. A new grocery store in Dorchester has gained some notoriety as a nonprofit food organization with fresh food available at a reasonable price, making it easier for the public to turn to more healthier and affordable options. Reporter Brian Caulfield has a story.
Vegetables and soup. You can get all of that here and more at the Daily Table, a new grocery store located in Dorchester that is getting a bit of a buzz from the community. What is it about the store that makes it so special?
We really are bringing affordable nutrition to the community. Dorchester was a great location for our first store because it's a very diverse community. There are a number of folks who live here who are low income and really will benefit from what we're offering.
Aside from affordable and fresh groceries, the store also makes prepared meals, like soup and chicken, all made here in the kitchen and reasonably priced.
So I like that they have the prepared foods, and so I can just come and get lunch for the day or for the week and not have to make food at home. I like the concept of reusing food and reducing the waste, and I think this location is pretty good because it's very central to a lot of neighborhoods kind of just outside of downtown Boston.
What is perhaps the most popular item sold here? It's not the noonies.
A lot of us come for the smoothies, so.
The Daily Table is located on Washington Street in Dorchester. Brian Caulfield.
Sounds great. Delicious, fresh food at a great price. The Daily Table is a fine option for anyone. It can be found at the corner of Washington and Park Street in Dorchester. Coming up after the break, having the opportunity to study abroad is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The ability to have these experiences are extremely important to Suffolk University. When we return, we will speak with one of our students on their experience at Suffolk University's Madrid campus. Welcome back to The Scoop. I'm your host, Matt Durkin. Joining me is junior Cam Viola, who studied at Suffolk University's Madrid campus. So Cam, what was it like getting on that plane for the first time and then realizing you're going to be gone for 4 months?
Well, there's a lot going through my mind when that happened. So that was my first flight ever. And that was my first time leaving the country ever, so I was a little bit nervous. And a couple weeks before I got on that flight, there was a terror attack in Paris at the news station. And I know you're going abroad and what happened to Paris recently, but that shouldn't stop you. You shouldn't be worried. There's evil all around the world. And this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing. And I'm so glad, and I love plane rides now.
So when you lived in Madrid, did you live with a host family or did you live in an apartment? I know that Suffolk definitely has some different options that you can live.
So I lived in an apartment with some of my best friends, and it was a great experience. Apartments are really nice. Got a whole kitchen, tons of room, and a great living space. Yeah.
So how does it go with food? I know that you're obviously spending money to go travel and do this and that. How does it happen with food living in those apartments?
Yeah. So they give you these things called cheques, and the best way to compare them to is food stamps. And you get 100 of them, and then they also give you 100 euros per month, and you get to use these cheques at local restaurants and stuff like that, and it's great. So it's all about budgeting and finding out what kind of food you really like.
Mm-hmm. So what was it like acclimating to a new culture? Because I know that you said that you've never left the country before. Was it with living in the new city, with the new language? What was that like?
It was overwhelming, definitely. But I loved it. I loved every single second of it. There's nothing better than learning about a culture and seeing what's different, compared to us with Spain. And I mean, the words can't even describe it. It's amazing. Yeah.
So so I know that obviously you went to school there. What was the classes like? Did you have to buy textbooks? Did they provide that? Did you have to bring notebooks? What?
So yeah, the best part was right as we got there, they gave us our textbooks right away, so we didn't have to worry about that because that was a main concern of mine. How am I gonna get my books and stuff like that? For notebooks and pens and stuff like that, I just went to a giant store called El Corte Inglés. It's it's basically like Walmart in Spain, and they have everything, and that's where I went and got notebooks and pens and stuff like that.
So did you make a lot of great relationships with your professors while being out in Madrid?
Yeah, a lot, and a lot of them have great experiences and been all around the world. My accounting professor, he's worked everywhere in the world, so it was great to hear from him and his experiences.
So what was your favorite parts of? Because I know that Madrid's has amazing tourist attractions.
Yeah.
What was your favorite parts?
I would have to say my favorite would be Grand Via, which was pretty awesome because I live close to Grand Via. Times Square in New York is one of my favorite places in the world, and Grand Via is very similar to that. They have the lights, it's always alive, even at like 4 o'clock in the morning. There's always people out. One of my favorite places to hang out was definitely Grand Via. Yeah.
So I know that when you come to college, everyone has to go to orientation, and everyone's like nervous going to like, oh, like, am I gonna make friends? Because I know, I mean, obviously you said that you went with your friends and stuff, but I know a lot of people that are going abroad that don't have anybody. What is the ways that Suffolk Madrid allows like other students to meet each other, and did they have anything where you go for orientation?
Yeah, orientation is actually probably one of the best parts. So right as you get there, they basically teach you everything, tell you about what's going on, and then right away, like 2 days afterwards, you go on this awesome trip. And I went to Sevilla, and basically we took a train there, then a bus, and that's when you really connect with everyone that's on the trip. And you know, we have Chapman University, who also attends Suffolk Madrid, a university in California. So it was great to meet people from there, and I built a lot of friendships, which was awesome on that trip.
That's great. All right, so when we come back, we're going to be talking about how you can get through that first that semester when you're there without going broke. So we'll be right back. Welcome back to The Scoop. Again, I'm your host, Matt Durkin, and I have the pleasure to be here with junior Cam Viola. So Cam, being the SGA treasurer, what can you let our viewers know about finances, about going to Madrid? I know that it's a huge expense to go abroad, but how can they get through that semester without going broke?
Yeah, so that's a great question, really good question. And a lot of my roommates have that problem of losing money real fast. So basically what me and accounting students call is a zero-based budget. And the best way to do it is you plan everything out like right away. I would sit down with your friends, you know, right as you guys get there, and write down the countries that you want to go to and the trips that you want to attend, and plan on how much you want to spend each week on food and on going out and stuff like that. The best way to do it is just to plan ahead and write down the numbers and stick to your plan.
So what would you suggest, like, for someone that's going to Madrid, how much that they should bring?
So my spring break, I spent around $2,000, but I also went to like 3 countries. But again, like I said earlier, they give you check A's and 100 euros per month, so that helps a lot with food. But I would go around $4,000 to just have in your pocket.
Okay.
For when you go abroad.
So speaking of like money and traveling everywhere, so where was like your favorite place that you went, or what was the most expensive place that you went to go to?
My most expensive place was easily Paris. Everything was really expensive. Food was outrageous, but my most exciting place was Barcelona, definitely.
So obviously that they don't have like the same currency over here. So what was that like? Was it like shocking? They're like, oh wait, I'm actually losing a lot more money than I thought I was. That's
actually a great point. So you got to keep that in mind, the exchange rate, and when you go into ATM and you take out cash out and stuff like that, you got to keep that in mind. But right now, the euro and the dollar are very close, so it's going to be better for you. When I went, there's a major difference between the euro and the dollar. The euro was like $1 and like 13 cents more, so like there's a huge difference.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
So aside from finances, I know that when my brother went to Greece a couple of years ago, he talks about it all the time. He's actually going to study abroad next semester. Study abroad just to go with his girlfriend. He can't wait to go back to Greece. And he's like, I miss Greece so much. Do you talk about how much you miss Spain every day?
Oh, yeah, of course. My wallpaper on my laptop is actually the Madrid skyline because I miss it so much. I really want to go back. I definitely want to convince my wife in the future to go on my honeymoon to Spain.
Spain, there you go. So last question. So I know that you're a business student, so I need to use your business skills on this. So we have a student that says, I don't know, like I want to go to Italy, but I also know that we have the Madrid campus. I don't know, should I go to Madrid, or should I go to Italy, or should I go to Greece? So you need to tell me.
Of course. So one of the best things about Suffolk, and one of the reasons why I came here, was we have a campus in Madrid. Not a lot of schools can say that they have like another campus around the world. And the best part about Spain is you can go to so many different countries. Like, I know it would be cool to study abroad in Australia, but if you study abroad in Spain, you can go to all the countries throughout Europe, and like you said, even as far as Greece. So that's why it's great.
So, I mean, you sold me. But so thank you for being here. So before we go, What's your advice to students that go to Madrid, or
Yeah.
just in general to study about Australia, anywhere?
Yeah. Let your hair down. Have a good time. Just, you really find out who you are when you go abroad. And that's the best part. Yeah.
Awesome. So Suffolk University has over 50 study abroad programs. So for more information, you can visit them on the 8th floor of 73 Tremont. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Matt Durkin, and that's The Scoop.